I'm back, and I had an unforeseen technical difficulty, as in I didn't press the play button on the camera. So I went through and I planted all this wonderful stuff, and you never got a chance to see it. So, that being said, I'll go ahead and do one more so you can see exactly what happened. In here I've got a little fish fertilizer mixed with water. It's a very, very, very dilute solution. You can just use plain water for this. But what I'm doing is I've gone ahead and put some of my seed starting mix and some of the worm casing soil conditioner in my little plastic container, mix it up some, add some water or fish fertilizer, whatever you're using. And what we're trying to do is we're just trying to moisten it some. Okay, we don't want it real wet, but we don't want it dry. This stuff takes water difficult. I mean, it moistens kind of hard. It tends to float instead of actually moistening, so that's why I'm doing it in a container like this, to go ahead and try to get it evenly moist. Now it doesn't need to be soaking wet or anything. Just go ahead and by the way, this is my little container with the little stuff, you know, the little drainage holes in the bottom that I created. Okay, we just want to fill it most of the way full. Doesn't have to be all the way full. Okay, that's about right. Stick my little sign in here. I'm doing another Nicolese bell. These again, they're going to be very, very useful by the time it comes to planting out in the garden. Okay, I am picking up some of my peppers. I pour them out in my hand and I take a look and see if I can see ones that look good and ones that I might not want to use. This one looks pretty good, so I'm just going to drop it onto the soil. And this one looks pretty good, so again I'm just going to drop it onto the top of the soil. I'm not doing anything else to it yet. Put the extra seeds back in the container. And something that I mentioned in the video that you didn't get to see is that pepper seeds can be viable for up to about 5 years, but you want to, the sooner the better to use them. If you buy something at a garden shop, well, it may have been sitting there for a couple of years, or it might have just come in a new shipment. It's kind of hard to tell. Excuse me. So always try to start with as fresh a seed as possible. Okay, I've got these two sitting on the top. Now I'm just going to go ahead and take some of my seed medium again, and I'm just going to lightly put it on top, not really pressing it down or anything like that. Matter of fact, this little piece is a little too damp, but there we go. So what I'm doing now is I'm very lightly packing it down, very, very lightly. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm going to, excuse my reach, I'm going to go ahead and put this in right next to the other Nepalese bell. So we've got it there. I talked about the solar contraption again. Something I got on eBay. It has like a little rose, so you can get a kind of a fine spray. Doesn't work all that great, but I think I got 3 of these for like $4. It works well enough, let's put it that way. Okay, I've got it, and I've got a little bit of fish fertilizer in. This is a very, very, very dilute mix. It's just like an itty bitty teeny weeny, maybe pea-sized drop in all this. Okay, then I take this and I just go ahead and dampen the top part. There we go. And that is really how you plant pepper seeds. So it's really not that tough. Now I do have, and I showed in the other one that, again, you didn't get a chance to see, I do have some water in the bottom of this. You can either use plain tap water, or you can use, like with the fish fertilizer. And the water in the bottom of this acts to try to keep in the humidity somewhat. The peppers do need to be damp to go ahead, or I should say, they do need to be moist in order to germinate, but they do not need to be soaking wet. Now this is going to go on a sunny windowsill. It's already in the 80s here in Florida. I'm in zone 9B. So these are going to pretty much stay warm. Okay, now you see I also have like a little plastic topper that goes on the top of this. And it's actually good that I have these little pot stickers, or whatever you want to call them, or planting labels, because I don't want this to go on there tightly. I want it to be loose, because I want some humidity, but I don't want it to be just like totally fogged up in here. So this helps to keep in the humidity, and again, it helps with the germination. Okay, now that we know how to plant pepper seeds, which is really pretty easy, the basics are you need your seed starting mix. The worm casings, again, are entirely optional. It's just a soil conditioner. I just like to do it because peppers tend to take longer to germinate, so I like to give them a little bit of extra oomph. I will have links online where you can get all this stuff if you don't have it locally, so not to worry. I mean, you can get it on eBay, you can get it on several online sites. Like I said, I'll have links. You can get it there, or you can get it locally. So that's planting pepper seeds really pretty easily. And what I'm going to be doing in another video that I will be making momentarily is I will be discussing the differences between a hybrid seed, an open pollinated seed, and an heirloom seed. Two of them can be the same. An heirloom is always open pollinated, but an open pollinated is not always an heirloom. But we'll discuss how that works, and I will see you again in just a while. I hope you've enjoyed how to plant pepper seeds, and don't forget to subscribe, and also feel free to visit my website. The link is in the video or on the sidebar. Talk to you later. Bye.